You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Weekends are made for listening at KCAA, News Talk 1050 on your AM dial.
Hello and welcome to Let's Go Shopping with Bev. This show brought to you by Starflight Entertainment. Music by Dr. Bombay and the Blue Machine Band. Song title, Living in Paradise. Now here's Bev.
Welcome to the show, everybody, and I hope everybody is happy. We have another Friday. Hey, hey, hey. I'm so excited about that. And when we left you last week, we were talking to Mr. Fischer, the one and only top-of-the-line person. I can't say enough about him. Well, he's on the line with us right now for part 2. And we have Richard in the house with us, and we have Mia. Are you going to say something?
Me? Say something? Okay.
Yes. Okay, me something.
I said something.
Okay. And we have Mia, our other board op, and you guys are in trouble now as two ladies are back together. You don't know what's going to happen. And we have really a cool show. I'm glad to hear you giggling. Really quick, before we get started, hand me that bag, please. Now, Mia, you and I known each other for a long time, haven't we? Yes. Mm-hmm. And we worked together for a long time, right?
Sure.
So you're not going to get upset on what I'm going to say, right?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Mia came down with that nasty old cold like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And I'm always joking with her on the phone to stay home in her jammies on the couch with a blankie, watching cartoons and eating chocolate chip cookies. Well, when I talked to her early today, she's feeling better. She's back in the station. Yeah. But I know she ran out of chocolate chip cookies. So, Mia, in this bag, my darling, I found the biggest bag of chocolate chip cookies I could find. And, see, here they are.
Oh, nice. That's the best kind. That is so sweet.
You're welcome. So when you go home this weekend, repeat what you did before. Watch cartoons with your blankie, your jammies, and chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, Dr. Bev, I will.
Yeah. Oh, good.
But, that says Chips Ahoy, so that reminds me of boating. So you can take them on the boat, and eat them while you're out on the water sailing.
Oh, dual, huh? So when you're at home and on the boat.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Or when you're taking a bubble bath.
Ooh, that's really good.
Something to do with water.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, we have a lot of good stuff on. We're going to be talking about the new bridal show coming up. We're talking about Fashion Week. We are going to be talking for the deals of the weeks. And, yes, the best skiing ever is coming up. So, without further ado... Mia, could you... Yeah, to do. Yes. Mia, could you put our famous guest on the air?
You are on the air, Fischer.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine, Bev. How's everybody tonight?
We're all doing good. We finally got over all them nasty colds, got done with jury duty. Hey, hey, hey. And I am so happy that you were able to come back on with us this week to pick up where we left off last week.
Well, I'm hungry now. Now I have to go get the chocolate chip cookie.
Well, when I see you next week, guess what? I'll bring you a chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're thinking, she's only saying that. You be careful. You'll get that cookie.
Oh, yes. What I do is take a honey vanilla ice cream and mash them up in the ice cream, and I eat it like that.
Oh, yum.
Now, that sounds good.
Yeah, but that's usually when I'm depressed.
Well, I hope that's not too often now.
No, because I'd be big as a house.
I gained 10 pounds just listening to that.
Yeah, I know. Especially here in Minnesota, everything is rich. All the dairy products they have private dairies. In other words, that don't have their goods in all of the supermarkets. They just have their own shops. Most of the neighborhoods here have their own butcher shop, bakery shop. It's kind of like Europe, and little restaurants and little places where you can go get the ice cream made from the store in that neighborhood.
Well, it sounds like something we'd want to visit, except I understand you've also got a little snow right now.
Yeah, a couple feet, and just getting out of the parking space with my SUV this morning was a feat.
So we can come there and get snow cones.
Yeah, you can.
Make your own.
I think
definitely.
Yeah, you're trying to be a comedian, huh?
No, I'm just thinking of all this ice cream and snow stuff and cold stuff to eat and yummy.
Well, Andre, while I got you here, I want to tell everybody. Oh, he is. Thank you, Mia. Andre, Steve is on the line also. He was not able to be in-house, so we're going to have all of us talking to you at once. But while we're waiting for Steve to pop on, because I don't hear his voice yet. Hello, Steve.
Here.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, how are you, Bev?
Good, honey. Speak up a little bit.
Okay, how you doing, Bev?
There you go. Thank you. I'm doing good. And we have Andre with us.
Andre, can't wait till next week. It's going to be a blast.
Hey, Stephen. Good to hear from you.
Good hearing from you. Yeah, and by the way, those people that are listening right now, go to Facebook, look for Stephen Ron or go to Andre Fischer's, and you'll see his picture right there. I was posting a little bit ago about he's going to be on the show, and he's on here now. KCAA.
You got it. And also, before we continue, if you would like to get tickets for the concert next week at Morongo, which is absolutely a gorgeous place to be, and you have to be 21 or older. If you're under 21, forget about it. You can't get in. Well, anyways, on Friday, March 1st, yes, Andre Fischer, the one and only, is doing a concert, and we have free tickets to give away. The lines are open. It's 888-909-1050. Again, that number is 888-909-1050. Call in, and please give me your name, address, and phone number, and you can pick the tickets up Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, you can pick them up Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You come in, show identification that you are who you say you are, and you get tickets to go down and see this concert.
That's great, Bev. I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome. So tell Steve and everybody else in the nation what's new now. What you were telling us a little bit last week about the concert. Let's pick it up where we left off.
Well, basically, what it is that there's a bunch of cover bands that cover songs and go play clubs. But what it is with my All-Stars, I made sure that the musicians, including myself, that we were parts of the units or bands that we play the music of. I'm the original founding member of Rufus featuring Chaka Khan, so it's not unusual for me to play the Rufus tunes because I either wrote them, arranged them, or produced them. So you're not going to find us in the Holiday Inn. Basically, the musicians that I use are the musicians who played on records or are well known, and I do that only because we try to put on the best show we can. And it's not so much nostalgia, is that we love the music and we want to share it with people. In other words, we're not trying to impress you. We're trying to share it with you and have a great time. And this March 1st on Friday, we're doing the Curtis Mayfield Legacy, which is also another person that I played with. And we have his recording guitarist, Craig McMullen, who played on Superfly and Freddie's Dead and Pusher Man and all that stuff. We have him there as our special guest with the All-Stars to perform the Curtis Mayfield music. And I have a guy named Joey Diggs who sings with Rod Stewart as one of our vocalists. I have Leslie Smith who plays percussion and sings with Phil Collins, who's another one of our vocalists. I have Jason Dallaire, who's playing keyboards and saxophone and singing. I stole him from Michael Bolton's band. He plays with Michael Bolton. So I got some great guys, and we come together and we try to really knock it out of the ballpark. And we can't wait to see the folks and put on a great show.
Well, we cannot wait to be there. And, Steve, now you know Andre for a long time. Pop into this conversation, my dear.
Oh, well, I didn't want to interrupt him. Andre's a great musician. Of course, everybody knows that. But you know what? One of the really nice things is he's down to earth. He's very approachable. So, when you're out there, make sure you stop and say hello to Andre because, he's a great person. And, it's just a lot of fun being around. I've been really blessed to being able to be a part of a bigger thing. And, there at the Morongo Casino, it's always a great time. But when Andre comes, he brings the show. The last time I seen it perform. My wife and I were there, and she just loved the show. In fact, she's been actively giving out the tickets for the County San Bernardino, giving away tickets and telling everybody about what a fun time she had. You know, and it's very exciting to see a show because, you know, you hear great music. She was dancing in her chair.
Oh, I love doing that, especially when I broke my knee and I couldn't dance. I was in the chair doing a little dancey thing. And yeah, so, you know, that is fun to do.
You know what? I hear some music that I'm involved with playing in the background somewhere.
Yes, you do.
Yes, and I'll tell you that is one of my favorite tunes from way back when, I think, and Mia and Richard and everybody agrees. This is one of the best songs. And matter of fact, the bridal show is coming up next weekend that Steve and I got involved in, and I know that is going to be played because, Steve, didn't you say last week how many CDs you had to buy of this because of all the weddings?
Oh, you know, I believe no less than 10 CDs because I kept going through them. I kept scratching them. You know, you use them, you're working with them. And it was in that era, when that song came out, when you did that, Andre, I mean, every wedding, that was their song. I don't know how many weddings I played, that was their first dance.
I know. After I produced the album, and after we won a whole bunch of Grammys, I got phone calls. Instead of people calling to congratulate me for producing the record, they were calling me to see if I could send them a couple copies to give to their parents.
You sure that's not because they wanted free CDs?
Well, you know, it's part of that, too. It's funny because all of the, you know, even though I produced the record, they don't give me free records. So I would contribute to the cause by going out and buying a couple boxes of them. And every time I looked around and wanted to just play one, they were gone. So I couldn't keep them. I couldn't keep them handy, and that's a good sign. As a matter of fact, I'm very proud of that record. And also, that was pop music for its day. You know, people said, "Well, that was a great jazz record," and I said, "It wasn't a jazz record. That's pop music from the 50s."
Well, you know, Andre, when I was younger, about 1,000 years ago.
You were younger?
Oh, boy. I was brought up in New York City, but I used to spend a lot of time in the Catskill Mountains. And there was a place I stayed at where they had a big speaker on top of the main house, and we would be at a lake about a half a mile away, and they would play all this music over these speakers so you could hear it all over the grounds, a couple of 100 acres. And all I heard was this type of music when I was 15, 16 years old, 17. And it never leaves you. You go back, and when you think about where you were, it's the music that hits you in your ears, or where your brain goes and ruminates around.
Yeah.
And you hear all the Sinatra and Bennett and Martin and all those people. I used to hear that all day long. I think I was inoculated.
Well, my parents are musicians, so a lot of the music they exposed me to was old to them. So sometimes, you know, when I was in high school, an older musician, he would look at me and say, "How do you know that old song?" And I said, "Well, my dad hummed it to me when I was a kid." So that exposure did a lot to make me familiar with the music. And basically, even when I produce records now or all the other records that I've done, I always had a lot of good projects to compare it to. And when people come to me now and they say they have somebody they want me to listen to that's a singer, I said, okay, fine, but believe me, I know a lot of good singers, so I have some good people to compare it to. When I did Tony Bennett's album, I produced Perfectly Frank, which actually brought him back because Columbia Records was getting ready to drop Tony, believe it or not.
Wow.
Because he, you know, as every artist, you try to advance money from your record company, and hadn't sold a lot of records in a while, so they were going to let him go. And I got a call from Donnie Einer, who was one of the senior VPs at Columbia, and he asked me if I'd be interested. So I